You see, the toxic one, or demonics, I don't know, you want to call them narcissist? Oh man, there's such a combination of shit happening. Really, we have innocent children that are succumbing to the enemy. What I wanted to talk about in my purple shirt here is, um, well, things are changing rapidly, but I don't think that the truth will ever change. It's going to be kind of like a boiling down, steaming off, but there's always going to end up a base that says, nope, this is what's more real. I see something very like almost, I guess the word is hopeless, about the current overlay that we call modern day civilization, to where you have the war scene and men churning in and out of that, and even women more and more. Those aren't women or men, by the way. See, if they were awakened, they would be men and women. They would be human. They would have a better sense of humor than taking that shit seriously, and also really they would compartmentalize some things to where they'll say, well, let's set that aside because we have a decent quality relationship to maintain here. We need to be concerned about the present, the quality presence that we're being towards each other, the suffering, the life, my suffering, all of it. Just stay in contact. Don't start drifting away and saying, well, this is the right idea. But see, it's too late for that, right? Do you feel it's too late for that? I kind of think so. Some of us are very much from the future and the past, and we're here now to tell you that's the possibility. And we're looking at something that says, well, hang tight. Some people can write that book probably. They say, well, this is what kind of goes on. And it gets a lot worse before it gets better. No matter what, it's going to get a little bit worse before something changes. Now, the real reason why I wanted to make this video, because now I'm getting into channel, is to talk about your language and how to maybe, how that it's offering a real message. What we call things like, okay, the money world, see, they call it currency. But I don't think it has to do with water, but then again, it does. See, it has to do with a solid stream time. Okay, there's a solid stream that we're involved with, and that is the current. That is the now. There isn't any other real time. And so it's called currency. See, I wanted to figure out, what does that suffix mean? I want to know, like what does that mean? Currency? Does it mean, see, it also, see, the word current, of course it has the word cure in it. Yes. You don't even have to switch around do the R rule. Of course it has the word rent in it, right? Watch out, you rent. Watch out. Because you don't want to be enslaved to anybody's mind or the notion that you have to pay to live here anywhere. But in the game, if you want to master it, because it's here, it's almost like as solid as an element like the air, fire, earth, water, money. So why not really look into it and play the game? See, right now, if you're listening to anything that's going on out there, and then kind of looking at me and see, I don't really, I'm just kind of going by, oh, I'm trying to get on top of something. Who knows? It's my life, your life. What is it? Well, we have this communications device. And see, I was always interested in communications way before we got devices that would prosthetically let us get a bigger vibration going. And see, now it's like, how do we get out to a bunch of people? Well, of course, I am so ready. You know what I mean? Wait, just a little bit more. Do I need lipstick? Here we go. I am really going to convince people now. It's not about people. It's about the truth. The kids love it, by the way. They're like, oh boy, you mean I can do that, mommy? And they're like, no, and they try to block them away. Good luck with that. By the way, you're just extremely selfish, and figure out if you're a narcissist wondering if that thing will love you, because You'll be disappointed. Kids aren't born knowing what love is. No, attachment development is not love. Attachment development is a natural thing. Otherwise, the kid has to mimic you. Well, it does mimicry to get food. Yeah, it does not want to have people dislike it. See, that's just a normal, right? It's actually a programming. Now let's get through this moment that I'm talking about that, because after a while that programming leaves. Did you know that? And then is that person allowed enough space, love, to detach from that programming? It's very unconscious. They say yes to things when they don't even mean it. They want food. That is a mechanism psychologically that is pre-programmed inside of children, and that starts to go away by the age 4.5, 5. It depends on what's happening around them, how dependent people are on doing emotional incest or who knows what. Immature people having kids, by the way, doesn't even study child psychology, which is fucking really fascinating. Psychology is a pseudoscience because they call it kind of like pseudo, like maybe it's not really happening at all, because you can't see the mind. All we can see is behavior. So it's a painstaking study that they've done about the mechanism of the mind that the child is born with, like what is going on there from day one. And it's just a mechanism that's happening, and it's nothing that anybody controls. It's actually very fascinating because, sorry, taking this time for people who don't give a shit. But if one person hears it, like somebody who just had a kid, fuck yeah, it makes such a big difference. And that's how I know how to play here, babes. And that's why I know communications is so important. So let me finish what I was saying. And this is difficult because I really wanted to talk about the current thing. Okay, so a child, people don't know this, but okay, they have it's a mechanism. They were born like with the same mechanism that a 109-year-old man will continue to have if he's a sovereign being. It never changes in that he will always fight for his freedom. Freedom to move, freedom to know, period. Just freedom to have autonomy. And that starts early, and it could be whipped out of the kid, and that can cause, now what we have today is a lot of destroyed people. But if you've successfully held on to your freedom, and there weren't boundary breakers around, which that's impossible. I mean, it kind of is if the people aren't really studying and saying, no, you have no right to break that child's boundary when they are in fact in a mode called hyper learning mode. That's the time when they are barely getting up on their feet. What I've seen, and they're learning. Now, of course, they're going to grab onto things. And now, what are you going to do? You're going to helicopter and tell them no and slap it out of their hands all the time? You have no idea how hazardous of a person you are being towards that fucking being right there that's practicing its freedom to know things. It has a right to do that. See, you don't know that, right? You don't know how to let them handle it, be there with them with it, and maybe take it out of their hands. If it's a chainsaw or fucking something that they weren't supposed to handle, just, you don't treat them a certain way. Maybe show them and say, later on you'll be able to do it. Or, yeah, take them outside. Put your hands on their hands and let them feel it. Let them feel it as soon as possible. You want them to be intelligent. What it shows them is that it's just possible for them, that's all. They appreciate the experience and they get very excited and they grew that much more. In the West, this information is void. How to do it, right? People just think, oh, there's no real way to raise a child. Well, you're doing it all wrong then. There's no right way. And it's like, well, that must mean that you're doing it wrong. That's what's left. But see, at least look into information that we know already. So the hyper learning mode is very kind of unconscious, but they're being installed. Not only how they're going by emotions, first of all. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but this is so important. And if we do not talk, it's a generational value going to shit. Who's going to talk about it? Your government? No, they're not. They love keeping you confused. Now, a lot of you deeply confused people that don't admit it, right? You don't even admit how, well, okay, so, but you're having a real, is there a struggle going on? How about the survival game? Are you doing good with that? I mean, oh, you make plenty of money to manipulate people. Good for you. But the tables are turning this year. Manipulators won't be able to get away with what they're doing. Not in court. Court will soon just, they can be just like the stock market. They'll say, well, now we're going to start taking money from the people who think that they're bosses, and they're using all these prosthetics to do all the law enforcement, all this stuff to rake people over. That's cool. They have money. Take it from them. Give it to the poor. We want to stimulate the economy. This is war. At a spiritual level, do you realize that your communications style, especially over here, typing, you got to do the typing, right? You got to tell them what type you are. They want a digital ID. Don't make sense out of me. But all of these words they use, they are fucking hijacking perception on a global scale. Did you know that I am trying to do a global operation here? I'm trying to radiate out globally. I know that I'm supposed to say, ooh, I have a microcosm of, yeah, of course. No, babes, it is hopeless around me. It's probably because who I am. And it's like, maybe I'm actually, maybe it is true that I am not meant for a one-on-one. I am meant for being a one on maybe 7 billion. Maybe not. But somebody can use me. Just what I have said here. Now let me continue on with what I am detecting about the language that is connected to money, that is trying to teach us how to live, right? You would like to think that there was social crediting, right? But that's all turned inside out and upside down. There's an old family out there that doesn't want you to figure out that you're being farmed, that they're eating your fucking children's opportunity. Oh, they have fucking manufactured it to some. You wouldn't believe what I see, but see, I wouldn't see it unless I saw the other side, the heaven. That it's like, uh-oh, but do you want to know? Do you see what I see? A star, a star. Do you see the universe? Do you know what universe means? I will be bothering to comb my hair in the future. No money, right? I won't care if my electricity is turned off. I'm not going to ask for any money anymore because I understand. See, what I'm showing you about the decoding system, you activate your iPhone, and it might take a while because it is a test. It's actually your testimony. Yep. They want to know if there's a human intelligence out there. Can they do a puzzle? It's simple. Are you connected enough to see? It's like, no, that's funny. That's true, though. When you reduce the Babylon down and you just get the equations that says, oops, there's a he, there's a her, and it's always in here, and it's always over there, and it seems to be everywhere. Did you know EvERY? What word is in that, kids, using the R rule? I. Now, if you're together in unity, there's an I in unity right there, and there's a you also. See, you don't have to know this detail, but when the shepherds start making perfect sense and resonation happens within you, and you start getting getty about it, you're like, ooh, that makes sense, and I like that because I know that too. Bingo. Now put your money where that mouth is, please. Just a little funding I need. I don't control the predetermined setting here. It's all a movie that is predetermined. And if it's meant for you, it will happen. And I know what's meant for me because I am consciously aware of my life so far, really. But see, part of this life, what it entails is falling and slipping into something that you think, oh no, where did I go? What am I doing, right? But there's a profound reason for that. And then, but still you're way in the background, you're watching it and you say, oh, that's the reason. No, that's why. Oh, how peculiar. I never thought life was like that. Or I never knew. See, and then when you get all the way through it, which I'm not all the way through what particularly I'm talking about, but I will begin to start writing my story and then informing. Oh, you have a profound responsibility to, in fact, if you have found something that has actually worked, as far as the human aperture, like really, see, the only opportunity, the real thing that's happening in the curriculum is to convert into knowing God. And here's a little something that you might disagree with, which is, I don't care because I know what I'm saying. I am in touch with it. God. There is only one God behind all the gods. Oh, let me say that again. Because there's people at heist. I'm sorry, they're atheist. Atheist isn't a real word. Separate them out, at heist. Somebody's robbed there. They're robbed of their perception. They just need to learn more words and how to jigger the perception. And every word is going to start pointing at the same thing. There's pointing through outer space, and then the truth is there. Call it God. That's what it is. There's an infinite amount of things going on here. You could say trillions of gods, but there's only one God behind all gods. To say it again, folks, please understand this. You guys need to know this. Get it through your head. This is the truth. There is only one reality. If you're watching this, you're not getting out of it. There is only one reality behind all realities. Hi, Mom. You're not getting away with it. And that witness, that one self, the self is that the I, lowercase it, put the dot up, there you go. You have made it to outer space, that one God. Have you arrived? This language is very ancient, by the way. They call it arrival, they call it achieved. As a human, did you become? Another word they say. And this is Buddhism. The conversation goes on and on. I live here in the San Jacinto Mountains. I say that I'm real, and then of course I'm being tested by people who just, well, they're not real. But otherwise they would be able to have this conversation, and here's the thing. You cannot fake this conversation. You cannot fake true enlightenment, just like you can't really fake an orgasm. See, you can't fake having gone to the place of sex and done it right. See, you can't, otherwise, if you've walked the walk, then you can talk the talk. This means that you don't need a dime to attract a woman. You just need to say something to her if she's experienced, because that's her place. If she's experienced and she knows her orgasm and she knows you, babe, she is so much more fucking in touch with her body than a man is. This is just a fact. Why? Why? Well, she has kids. She was born in position of power here to have kids. She's the one that has kids here. Men can't. Does that bug you guys, the truth? I was thinking about saying some truths, just like saying one-liners. Like, your mother is going to die. So is your dad. And your dad's going to die. It's just the truth. My dad died, both of them, within 6 months. It was weird. It was very weird. They didn't live together for 35 years, but they went within 6 months, and it was the weirdest thing. Oh, they were lovers. They were actually in union together, even though that they had separated. And he made a mistake. She made a mistake. Love is apparently one big mistake here in the land of hell. Did you know that you have to fucking dare just love and just stick with it and say, fuck your fucking system, and sacrifice yourself over and over again, especially, yeah. Watch the women laugh. There they go again. Have some more. There they go again. Jesus, is that you? Sure was. Just do it again. Okay, have some more kids. Great. Military? No, don't do that. Just take them to the courthouse, slit their throats. Watch out for me. Not enough love here. Is there any love in fucking house? Hey, I got love. Oh, I do. Don't worry about me. Oh, I got so much. That's what people are tripping out. What the fuck? How come we can't knock her down and fuck with her? Well, yeah, I'm feeling it. And I thank God for court. All those broken people, and they're so sad. Satanic as hell. But, here's the nature of just the inkling. If there's just a tiny bit of spark of the human potential. When they hear the truth, they're not going to go back. I mean, what do you do? Just go ahead, keep me in handcuffs, ship me out. Believe me, I'm not a narcissist with this complex. I don't know why that they say that to people. Did you know that there's a real story that has been echoing for 2,026 years? That's the thing that we can surely know, is that it was judicially fucking recorded. They recorded it in a judicial court. They have records, and it's true that, a lot of people are worried about their privacy. It's like, no, something is still keeping record of all of you. Why? It's a security system for them. You are now imprisoned ever since they killed that person in front of everybody's face. And apparently, a lot of people see now, getting back to this blind obedience kind of feel, where, okay, so that there's attachment development that kids go through. It's not love. They have to wake up. See, what happens is a process called individuation separation. That's what they suspect, that the narcissist has a problem with that particular thing. They think other people are them. And if you ever like get in front of one and you realize what's going on, they start mirroring you, and it's like, oh no, oh God, you got to get away from them, because you would like to have reciprocation, like really, it's like really when you're doing the illusion of separation and you're going to do a love relationship with someone, it's an illusion, okay? The higher octave of love doesn't get lost like that. It's just like, uh-oh, we're going to have a great misunderstanding. You don't really know what love is. You're having to do the illusion of separation. See, some people are here to say, we'll get over it soon, won't we? Oh, you had some kids. Well, talk about separating there. I hope you found love. Oh, you didn't find love. You think that that thing's going to automatically love you. No, they don't. And most people, I'm saying this, I'm daring to say it, because how do you handle that? Like, some women are just, whoa, they're like, ooh, well, I think I need to respect this thing now, right? Somehow, some way, right? Because they will fucking hate you. It's not love. Oh, I've seen it around me so much. What I also see too is misery of fucking living in bondage with each other. They don't talk about love. They don't know what love is. They are in attachment development. Yes, it's bondage. It's trauma bond. The only attention that you can see, like a family of narcissists give each other, well, you can see the result of it in bruises. I've seen it right before my face, that they enjoy hitting each other really hard. But this is the norm, right? This is normal? Normal out there? Where people are doing things like, well, they're gonna take a fighting class, and it's like, ooh, they broke their finger. Do you like that? I understand self-defense and everything, but you say that now we're gonna purposefully do things that that if you don't, doing it right means you cause injury. Something got bent out of shape with that one, but I know what it is. I see it. And so I gather that people like me don't get any support, not even a here, right? Not even a real here, because it's so like everybody's elevated. They're fucking doing great with their gardening and everything, but I am so fucking like way over here, right? And I'm like, whoops. It's not about gardening plants, babes. They're gardening up the human potential. Really, they're fucking it up. Narcissists that can't take care but just to make sure that they get supply for attention only. Can you believe that? I'm not doing this for attention. No, if I was doing this for attention, what this? What's this? See, what narcissists do for attention is what attention gets drawn to. Just people that are like, what? Okay, sex has been a big thing, right? I'm looking pretty good. Like, how like a woman, like she advertises a cheeseburger for Carl's Jr. In fact, that woman that did that is the same woman that was on Jane Little. I was talking about she dyed her hair black because nobody listened to her when she was blonde. I know what she means, but I refuse to dye my hair black. See, I think it's funny because even black people, Chinese people, they're dyeing their hair blonde. They want to look like me. Oh, and to be 5'11", I'm 5'11". Um, my body, I think it's looking. I'm not sure, but I think it's looking. No, it feels better. I feel better in my body than I ever have. So I think it's looking pretty damn good for my age. How about this? But you guys don't have the money, right? But there's 400 of you. If 400 of you, 437 of you sent me $5, I will pose nude in the sun the best way I know how, because I know what good looking is. I'm a woman, babes. I'm in position of power here. I make them or break them. You know what I mean? Anyway, and I'm not a narcissist stringing people out. No, I try to set people free, but did you know that some people are actually demonically possessed and they're like, I hate you. I want to cage you and make sure that you don't get out and set anybody free, and I want to drain you of your good energy. I'm over that one. Next, I was trying to make money here, and I thought that since it was a male-dominated society, they get the money the most, right? Never mind the women dispensing kids out that before they even know love, and they don't. They're all experiencing hate. Thanks for all the hate making, by the way. It's Woo! Taking that to the bed. Anyway, oh, no, it starts in the bed. It's called hate making. When you do not when that woman does not care for her organism, do the math. Take the N and the I out, and what do you get, kids? Orgasm! Yep, joy is the key. Now go out and play. I'm working on these sick motherfuckers. So, I'm in Idlewild. If you want to hire me to go to your party and entertain your crowd, it's $75 an hour. For them, not you. Advertise, say featuring Shauna Wyatt. And it's your fault that you didn't advertise in the first place. But here I am doing advertising. I'm going to do it all myself. How do I do it? Oh, you saw my last video. Or is it this one? I get ready. I am so prepared. I got my shit together. You. There. Nah. Now, this is a weeding out service right here. I'm aiming for human beings. Oh, hide your kids. They're going to love me. They don't know the difference. The way that you guys are all fucking bent out of the shape and looking at your money like, well, should I give her money or should I not give her money? She said fuck first. No, I think I won't. I don't want it. I don't want it. I want this energy that I have now. But there's always that fucking thing in the background. See, my mother told me, no, my mother taught, really a good mother, a good, healthy person, human, will compartmentalize that fucking world. They'll say, no, everybody's got to go to school, and then they got to find a job, and they got to work, and they got to get money and pay bills. That's compartmentalized. Now you have to find out, like, okay, so hey, how are you doing? Let's go out, want some coffee, eat a little something. What's your interest? I like that too. Cool. Pardon my cat. She isn't messing up. I got to take her to the vet. Blah blah blah. Hardly have the money for that. You know what I mean? Well, oh, you can help me out. Okay, cool. Let's help each other out. See, it's not your life. In other words, there was always this saying that says, no, you don't take your work home. But you know what? The narcissist, that's all they can talk about. And they talk about the illusory thing of family. Families don't exist. No, there's just people there. You know what is more real? It's the only thing that's real is friends. There are good friends. And if your mother ends up being a good friend, fuck yeah, that means that that person sets you free. She doesn't let you. See, a good friend, needs to be known. And this is one of the things I wanted to talk about. There are friends and then there are enemies here. It's not what you think. A good friend, okay, how do you know that there's a good friend there? It's the same as saying a warrior, by the way. See, a soldier is not a good friend. They are deceptive. They are sacrificing themselves for something not good. A warrior would sacrifice themselves for something that would last forever, and you say, whoa, that sacrifice, will never fucking forget it. Hi, Christ, was that you? Yes, go on. Tell them about how the clock needs to be reset later on. Anyway, it's weird how this movement is happening with spiritual awakening, and then see, people that got vaccines, they can't hear it. They're the wall. They're the ones that are just being used. They're like, and you notice that you're always headbutting with these people. You always have to clarify something that is very elementary. It's like, okay, I practiced and practiced and practiced, but now I'm practicing on top of practicing. These people are a drain. Because eventually it's just celebration, babes. This device thing here, the communicating, is actually only, it's really, the proper way to use it is for celebration. Like this. And it pretty much turns into a song. a resonance. Children learn from me right away just by the way I tune my guitar. See, I'm doing it by ear right now. I'm not hitting the harmonics. A lot of people have to hit the harmonics. Nope, I just do by ear. I'm a precision instrument, and I'm a precision musician, or frequency, vibration, energy, frequency, and vibrations. And the better the instrument, like the more high quality the instrument, the more it pulls my ability out. This is not a very good instrument. For me, it's too big, the neck, so you'll hear me buzzing a little bit. Anyway. Fuck, how weird, I can't play this right now. You'll know that people are sending spells to you, the narcissists, they do black magic, when you start getting off kilter, and like you're used to walking down a certain street, maybe it's at midnight, but you're fine doing it, you don't have any fear, but then now you feel like there's a boogeyman in back of you. I mean, you feel like it's everywhere. You know what? Somebody is putting a spell on you right there. And what you do is you can just say, return to sender, I love God, I love my mom, I love, and I think where are you going? Hey, you'll see it go away. They get afraid when you start shining light of just awareness onto it. Happy. Hey. If you knew what brought me here, and now I share, yeah. The ultimate ground of being is beyond the words and symbols. Now. Woo! But for you, my dear friends, earnest and low. Sorry. Who must this be saying? The void needs no reliance. I'm playing it so wrong. I gotta move away from my Mars line. Rest on nothing at all, without making an effort. But remain loose and natural. Moving away from my Mars line is like saying, I gotta get off the earth, away from a patriarchal move of starting me out, because I say no. Starving me out, because I will not go where all of you go. Bass! Woo! Drums and back me up. Ooh, you can. Ooh, fold under the true blue foundation. Oh, bring on the youth. They hear me now. Ooh, let me channel. I'm prepared to lose all this for you to see the truth. You want heaven. Heaven is in a G. Happy ego, positive major chord is the happiest things that you can hear. This is a suspended positive major chord. Why do they call it suspended? Because you have something like this in here. It suspends you. But what really gets you is the suspended minor chords. Listen to the emotion. Ow! Yeah! I made a fucking song with all suspended minors. Check it out. Ooh. It's very hard to play, but I make it look easy anyway. It took 35 years more to learn how to play with my emotion and inspiring the kids with just one string. I'm supposed to play my music, but the neighbors sent me to jail. I had to tell them I was going to make so much money, but they sent me to hell. Now, what do I do? What do I do? I sue. Thank you for paying my taxes and the help and everything. Oh, I'm not an isolated incident, babe. We got to get the money going around. We don't bomb people here in the United States. We just take them to court, right? Well, toot toot, nothing but the truth, so help me. Live and direct, bitch. The 1900s is gone. Fuck Christmas. You can give a gift any day of the year. Trust me. Do it.